Used to sell women's shoes.
Oh, nice. Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's horrible.
Nothing wrong, because we gonna buy some shoes.
Yeah.
I just bought these shoes I got on today.
Yeah.
What's up, folks? It's Sabrena Ford. I am founder of Women with Purpose Tour. Be sure to check out my interview with Boss Talks on the Rooftop with Bryson Fowler.
What's up, everybody? This is Bryson Fowler on Boss Talks on the Rooftop. This is season 3. Thank you for tuning in. And today I have the greatest opportunity of introducing Miss Sabrena Ford. Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. Thank you for coming to the show.
I'm glad to be here.
Hey, man, glad to have you. So, let's get to it. I heard you've never smoked a cigar before.
No.
Never smoked a cigar before.
Not a cigar.
What's crazy is you have a cigar cut on your keychain. I've seen this.
That's for protection.
You gonna cut people's fingers off? Is that what you're doing?
If I need to.
Okay, all right, got it. I ain't gonna ask some more questions. I'm gonna get out your way. So, okay, you wanna hold up your cigar?
Okay.
All right, we got our own cigar here. I'm not gonna say the name. They don't pay me for it. So, at the top of your cigar where it's closed off, that's the cap, and we're gonna cut the end of that. Okay. Now we're not gonna cut too deep because then the leaf will unravel.
Okay.
So you have the cap, you have the shoulder, and then you have the whole body. Right?
Okay.
So you want to protect the body by just cutting off the cap. All right. So what I like to do is have a V cut. You want me to cut that for you?
Yeah.
I'm a gentleman.
Please, thank you.
You know, so just put the tip in and see how you cut.
It's good enough?
Mm-hmm. And just clear that out. Dose Experience is what we're drinking today. So we've been drinking already. So we're gonna start smoking today, okay?
All right.
All right. So you mind taking this wrapper at the end of it? We don't want to burn that. That's paper.
You're right about that.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right.
Okay. So now with the cigar.
Okay.
Never inhale a cigar.
Okay.
I'm gonna light it. There you go. You want to rotate it a little bit so it'll burn evenly. Yeah, that's why you try to pack it down. So, because it's windy out here, you want to puff it a little longer, let it burn a little bit. There you go. There you go. Now you can do slow, small pulls.
Gotcha.
Now it's burning.
It does have a sweet taste. I taste it.
Yeah. So it's that actually is not one of the beginners. It's actually just one of the ones that just have a really good flavor to the leaf. But it's a deeper, darker smoke.
Yeah.
And the wind keeps blowing my shades down, so excuse me while we get to it. Learning about you, I heard you're studying Spanish.
I am. He estado estudiando español desde 2013. I've been studying Spanish since 2013.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So, are you working with like a lot of Spanish speaking clients, or?
Not right now, but that's my goal. I'm an entrepreneurship. As you know, I have a Hidden Images magazine. My goal is to take what I do now with Black entrepreneurs, interview them, get to know their business, marketing and promotion with them, and do the same thing for the Hispanic culture. Interview Hispanic entrepreneurs, invite them to be on my podcast and in my magazine and things like that. So I'm working towards it as I'm building fluency. I'm working towards adding more Hispanic entrepreneurs to my brand, to the Women with Purpose Tour, and to just everything that I have, because as an entrepreneur, I think it's important to be able to connect with other people that don't just look like me, especially if you're trying to build a big brand. I think that it's highly important to be able to connect with other people. Hispanic entrepreneurs, or Hispanic consumers, shall I say, they have a $1.7 trillion purchasing power, and I'm trying to tap into that. I'm trying to tap in.
Like we were talking earlier, and like I was telling you, there's a huge market for Afro-Latina. There's a huge subculture within the Latin community.
It is.
Where there's a lot of Black Spanish speakers that are actually really native to other Spanish-speaking countries.
Yep.
And I feel they're underserved as well within their own community because they don't look like the traditional Hispanics or Mexicans, Hondurans, things that we're used to in Texas.
Yeah.
So whenever they come out here, it's a different cultural shock.
It is.
So
yeah.
I think you can play really heavily into that market. So I heard you say you had a women's tour. Tell me about that.
I'm the founder of Women with Purpose Tour. We're an empowerment tour for women designed to offer support, resources, encouragement, and guidance to all women. We have our next tour. It's coming up July 17th. We started actually just in 2021 in Texarkana, Texas. That's where I'm from. That was our first tour. Then in February we did Dallas, and then here in July will be our third tour in Fort Worth, Texas. So that's our goal, is just to continue to travel city to city, state to state, empowering women one tour at a time. We're just an inviting culture. We have a spinoff coming up next year, Men with Purpose Tour. So my goal is just to tap in anywhere I can tap in, and there's money to make.
Right.
I'm trying to tap into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the empowerment tour, it's getting really big quickly, and I wasn't necessarily prepared for it, but I'm ready for it. Like it's been a journey so far, and meeting the different women and knowing that I'm going through things myself personally, and I'm still able to empower women. It's empowering to myself. You know, I love that. I feed off that energy. You know, like I said, it's been a short period of time, but I've had so many women reach out to me already and just inspired by my story, inspired by some personal issues and things that I've used to be afraid to talk about, but no longer afraid to talk about them. It's a journey, and I love it. You know, I've been really appreciative for the platform that I've created for myself, but the appreciation comes from the support. A lot of people say, well, I don't have friends and family supporting me. I do. I really do. I don't have a friend right now that I feel like, oh, they're not supportive. And my family supports me in other ways. So I know that's like a big controversial thing, like now networking with strangers will get you in places and your friends and family will never. I'm like, if you're trying to grow a brand, you're supposed to be networking with strangers. You're supposed to want your brand to get out there in front of people that you don't know. Because your friends and your family, that's only a limited bunch. Once you pushed your services and sales onto them, it's time to move on. So.
And see, that's powerful because it sounds like you have a strong foundation.
I do.
So when you have a strong foundation, like we do construction and roofing, we're big into foundation repair because if your foundation is not right, your house is going to fall apart.
Oh yeah.
So those are really key points on having a strong house and building it. And so it's the same with entrepreneurship. You have to have a strong foundation in who you are and who you have surrounded around you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's very powerful to hear you say, well, like my family and I have friends that actually support what I do. And then, you know, it's up to you to get out there and find the new people to network with. And a lot of people are afraid. You always hear the entrepreneurs promote the negative aspect of no one was ever around to support me or help me out, and it's like, to be honest, my lineage is, I'm not here to prove my doubters wrong. I'm here to prove my supporters right.
Yep, there you go.
So, you know, when you change that perspective and change that narrative on it, you're always looking at the positive aspect of everything coming your way. And so to hear you say, yeah, I have somebody backing me, like I know I got people behind me.
Yeah.
You know, it makes you stronger.
It does. It does. But also to that is I support them as well. So I have to ask a lot of entrepreneurs who say stuff like that, well, what are you out there supporting people? Are you out there giving back what you're trying to get for your business?
Right.
Because it goes both ways. Like if you want support, you have to give support.
Right.
And that's just one thing I do. Like even before I started my business, I had friends, you know, that started their business, and I supported them as much as I could, as much as I can, and I still support them. And I, like one of my best friends, shout out to Shell Shot Catering and Events. She's in Texarkana, Texas. That's my best friend, and I will always support her brand.
Nice.
Every chance I get to support her brand, to give her a shout out, to tell people about her business, I do that. And I don't expect it in return from her. That's another thing. You can't, I'm genuine about it. And I think that's why a lot of people perceive me and are accepting of everything that I've started, because I'm genuine about everything I do.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, people can tell when you're not genuine.
Yeah.
And,
They really
and
can.
you're just in it for yourself.
Yeah.
And see, a lot of entrepreneurs, once they understand that, stop being in it for yourself.
Yep.
Because it's like, hey, I'm trying to get rich. I'm trying to make some money. I'm trying to change my generational curse.
Yeah.
Once you start pouring into other people to help them change their generational curses, they're gonna return that energy back. So it's more so like you keep both hands open so you can always receive and give.
Yep, that's so true.
You know, and we're so tight. We try to close both hands, or we just close one hand and just trying to receive in the other.
Yeah.
While holding on to this over here.
Yeah.
And I think that's powerful that you truly get it.
I do. I've been in sales pretty much my whole life. I mean, I started working at 15 like most people at McDonald's, but after that, you know, I transitioned to retail, to sales, high-end jewelry stores. That's really where I learned to become a really effective salesperson, is working in the high-end retail stores. So that really helps. So
fun fact, used to sell women's shoes.
oh, nice. Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's horrible.
Nothing wrong, because we're gonna buy some shoes.
Yeah.
I just bought these shoes I got on today.
Yeah, I used to sell shoes in the Urban Mall when I was 15. That was one of my first jobs.
Oh wow.
So
I used to work at Irving Mall when I first moved to Dallas.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. So you gotta make your rounds.
You do.
Yeah.
You really do. And I think that's what helped me out a lot. It's just gaining that experience in retail and corporate America. And I job hopped, you know, in my early 20s, you know, late teens, early 20s. But that experience got me here now.
Yeah.
So.
And see, I tell anybody, like, they be like, hey, you wanna ever go back to a job? I'm like, man, I'm a horrible employee.
I get it.
I'm a horrible employee.
I do. I get that.
I want to do what I want to do.
I do too.
I don't want to. You want me to come in for what?
I do too.
Like, hey, if it's storming out, I'm not going. I remember one job. It was a big old ice storm. I was fueling jet planes, and like in the aerospace industry, they fly rain, sleet, or snow. They're like the post office. You got to go.
Yeah.
So it iced over, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna be there. And I was still within my 90-day probation.
I don't blame you.
So, needless to say, I lasted like 2 more weeks there, and I was gone. But like, I just came to the realization, like, I gotta humble myself in some aspect to get to where I'm trying to go. But like, at this juncture now, going back to another 9 to 5,
Yeah.
I would be terrible at it.
Yeah.
I would be horrible. I'd have to do like a sales or something that I can do for myself. Like, it's, I don't know. It's stupid.
I know. I get it. Like, I'm working now. I have to go back to work. But the industry that I'm in, it's something that I kind of get to choose and make my own hours. Like I have a schedule, but I'm not really bound by the schedule. I can't be bound by anybody else's schedule anymore.
Right.
I have to work for myself. Like, and I even posted this last week. I'm at a point now to where I'm this close to just quitting my job and just taking all of my energy, all of my efforts, every piece of knowledge that I know, every piece of Spanish that I know, and just putting it into myself and into my brand and into my business. Because every day I get up and clock in for somebody else's company, I could really get up and just clock in for my own self and just pour that into my own business.
Right.
I'm this close.
Now, you started out at the beginning talking about Images magazine, correct?
Hidden Images.
Hidden Images. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about that. Like, what was the goal? What was the purpose driven behind that?
Well, it actually started like a lot of people, 2020, when the pandemic came. A lot of us weren't working a lot. We weren't really doing anything. A lot of us got laid off. I just picked up a camera and I just started taking pictures. So I grew a niche in boudoir photography.
What is that?
Boudoir photography is like the risque photography and like lingerie, stuff like that. That's what I'm going my niche in. I love boudoir photography. I do. It's my passion now. But yeah, I wanted to find a way to be different because photography, it's like a lash tech or like a makeup artist. You can find those anywhere. I'm not gonna lie. Like photography is a saturated business. So with any business, I had to find a way to be different. So I'm like, well, I need to just find a way to get my pictures out of there so people can see. So that's why I started the magazine.
Right.
Every magazine needs a photographer. So Hidden Images came about. I just decided to showcase my photography in the magazine. It's specifically designed to market and promote Black entrepreneurs. So that's what it's about. And that's just what I do. I find clients, I interview them, and there you go.
So is it like more of the, what did you say, boudoir?
No, it isn't. It isn't. No, it isn't. It's for Black entrepreneurs. Now, if you're a boudoir photographer or if that's what you do, then of course I would, put that all in the magazine. But it's definitely designed for us. I have 7 issues out now.
Oh, nice.
It's a digital magazine.
Okay.
It's online. And that's why I did it, because we live in a digital world. And people really don't read,
I need pictures.
That's why I need pictures.
I need pictures. Show me pictures. Put a title next to it and have an arrow point.
Yes.
Hey, case.
Facts. That's why.
Like instructions, I'm looking at pictures.
Yeah, people don't read. And it's not of course that we can't read. We just don't. There's been plenty of times where I've walked into a clothing store and I see the sign, it says buy one get whatever. Okay, I'm whatever, but I'm still gonna go ask the sales lady, what about this?
Yeah,
because I need to hear it from you.
Give me a little clarification.
Yeah, I need some understanding.
Right.
Yeah. How do you like this? I'm sorry.
Push it up.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm out right here.
It's one of the little fancy lighters.
I might be getting used to this.
Yeah.
Am I lit?
You can dump the ash a little bit.
Dump the ash. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I think I like this. I think I'm lit now.
It's one of my pastimes.
Yeah.
Other people go golfing, cigar smoking.
You smoke cigars.
Yeah, I smoke cigars.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all.
Yeah. It's one of those things it's not a vice because I can stop doing it anytime. I don't smoke them every day or have to have a cigar, but it's a nice little calming when I want to chill out, relax.
I think I swallowed some there a little bit.
Just over there swallowing stuff. Stop it. You don't want to do that.
Not right now, at least.
Can I get some ice? So it's usually like a more mature luxury. Like, you know, most of our age is kind of like hookah.
Yeah,
And, you
true.
know, still going out to lounges and, you know, stuff like that. Like I would say off the set, these are like $10 to $14 cigars.
You order these online?
No.
Oh.
No, you can, but I go to a couple of cigar lounges around here. A few of them are black owned. Really big supporter and promoter of the black entrepreneur.
I like that.
And it's not just, you know, to say, hey, you know, other racial or other cultures don't need promotion. It's just that we're so heavily underutilized. And the purpose of our podcast and this show today is actually to spotlight the everyday millionaires that we walk by. We don't know it. Those that's getting the bag. We don't know it because, hey, they're focused on getting the bag and we don't say anything to them.
Yeah.
And then we can help pour into them if they know about us. So what great, how good is it if you're the best bridge builder in the world, but don't nobody know about it?
That is so true.
So this podcast is kind of just shine light on you and your hidden images and then everything else that you have going.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We're not in the same lane there. I have a podcast called Hidden Images Podcast. It's a spin-off of the magazine.
Okay.
Just gives it a more visual aspect to the magazine. That's why I started the podcast.
Right.
And the podcast is doing phenomenal. I'll be honest, it's doing better than the magazine itself, but that's, like I said, we people really don't read, but the podcast is doing phenomenal. I even remember one week, I had a guest cancel on me, and I didn't do the podcast that day, and I had a couple people texting me like, "You're not doing your podcast today?" I'm like, "What? Y'all really care?" Like, "Oh, thank you."
It takes those messages.
It does.
It takes those messages.
Man, that made me smile. I'm like, yeah, you know what? From here on out, whether I have a guest or not, got to do my podcast.
Exactly, because you got to prove your supporters right.
Yes.
You know, that one, that two, that three.
Yeah.
You know, they got to get the same energy that the thousands will get. And so you got to really emphasize proving your supporters right.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge testament in itself because I don't know. Like sometimes I don't know where the next customer coming from, or I don't know where the next client, but I keep promoting it.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Always.
Just in case I remind somebody that I can help them with their problem that they have.
I'm a firm believer, and I always say this, like a no today is a yes tomorrow. Like somebody may not be able to buy or afford your services today, but you never know what they're trying to save up for, what they're trying to do in the future. And just that reminder, hey, I'm here to help you. Just a friendly reminder, just letting you know I'm here for you, whatever you need.
Right.
That goes a long way. That's the clienteling. You never want to stop selling. The sale never ends.
Right.
Never.
Right. So how do we go about finding hidden images, and how do we go about getting involved in your women's tour and all your endeavors?
Well, the good thing about the Women with Purpose Tour is that I've done such well with our marketing and our advertising. All you have to do is Google Women with Purpose Tour. Boom, you're going to find us. You'll find our Instagram. You'll find us on TikTok, on Facebook. You can join our women's group on Facebook, Women with Purpose Tour. The Hidden Images magazine, same thing. Just Google Hidden Images Digital Magazine. It's on Instagram as well. It's also on Facebook. So if you just Google, I'll pop right on up, or we will pop right on up, shall I say.
Right on. Guys, thanks for joining us. This is Boss Talks on the Rooftop.
I love it.
And remember, storms don't last, but your home should. Peace. 2 fingers.
Que tengan buen día ustedes.
See. You gonna put your mouth back?
Okay.
That sounded horrible.
I don't want to stick my fingers in the kitchen.
sounded horrible. I had already committed to it, so I heard it.
And then you at the camera.
Cause like I felt you looking at me. I was like, yeah,
Okay.
that's gonna be bad.